Alright, it's been my third week attending to auctions, and this time they went a bit too aggressive. And it's a three-bedroom house. Apparently, it's been told there's three lounge room in this particular house. Uh, Close to 600 square meter, located in Epping. Like I said, I just rocked up in the last minute just to show a bit of support and a little bit of advice. There's a massive turnout. I would say probably more than 30, 40 people who turn up, probably 50s, 50s, 60s. And immediately I know, oh, there's a lot of interest buyers and everything like that. And I immediately claimed the tactic. Well, what on stated on the website is $600,000 to $660,000 estimate, but it sold to 752K. So obviously, the family member who started 600,000, which I told her not to do that. Start with 680 without competition. But the main competitor is keep raising $40,000 each time, or $20,000. But maybe it doesn't make a difference. But anyways, to go through that whole thing is just, with the auction there was mistakes. For example, especially, for me, I'm not the buyer, but I can only give advice. But I just walk away because my daughter is kept on, playing around. She cannot sit still and everything. This time I didn't have her stool and, the tablet for her to play. So this time it's just basically I was walking around, following my daughter around before she goes crazy. I don't want to make a scene, and she kept raising her hand in auction, which I didn't want her to do that. But yeah, just to go through the whole recap, the whole thing. One of the biggest mistake that I get to see from this family, who tried to get a negotiating agreement with their cousins, her auntie and uncle was there, and asking whether they can, what's the maximum they can chip in, like 20 or 30 or 40 or $50,000, which over their budget, which the auction went over 700,000. So it was going back and forth two, three times, and the auctioneer is like saying, well, obviously this is not the decision maker. The uncle is more of the decision maker. It's just embarrassing, just to see, you already showed your cards, who's the boss now and everything. And it's just finding the whole thing is just, she has to walk back and forth across the road asking approval. I'm just there. I'm like, why can't you guys just do it over the phone? Nobody understands your language, so just do it on the phone. Be a bit more, professional. You don't have to do that. And yeah, and now the outcome, they're being outbidded, and now, it just shows the woman goes really crazy, demanding that, look, if I don't buy a house by the end of this week, we're not gonna look for houses. And I'm just there, I'm like, gosh, man, this is not like dating, all right? It takes time to find a right house. Really, it's not my fault that you guys chosen auction, all right? You guys can go through for sale and just flick them a price and negotiate it, with the email wars and whatever, what you confirm with. But now I'm just hearing now the house that they really want to sign, that house, maybe close to the edge or maybe not. By the time I record this video, I know they're about to sign the contract, but she's like saying, look, I'm definitely gonna buy a house by this week. If not, we're not gonna look at the houses ever again. And that just pushed to a bad housing selection. And that house that they selected, and I went there and I just have a glimpse look. It's like a display house, not a brick house. It's just like one of those cardboard rendered. It looks like, basically look like a mansion looking type. And inside, you can see they could use like cheap floorings and, and it's right next to the high voltage, the transformer, or what you guys call it. They're like two houses away from the bloody transformer, like the high voltage. And you're going to get radiation, and they're going to offer the price 650. And I'm just there, I'm like, last week I literally went auction with you guys. You went over your budget $20,000, and you couldn't seal the deal because you don't have uncle approval for money to get that brick house with no high voltage. You have a view of a mountain. I know it's the same suburb, but it's better option than that. And that's what I told my, the family. I'm like, look, if I was them, I wouldn't buy it because of the high voltage. And two, it's just not my cup of tea. Like, looking at that, I would have bought the other house. It's a brick house. I got a mountain view, similar layout. There's nothing I can complain about. And with this house, it's like, man, I'm just there. I'm like, I don't know what to say. It's just, I'm looking at it. I'm just there. I'm like, when you make this type of not being persistent and just impulse buying, like not making good decision, it just makes it realize how weak of a psychological game is. And obviously, whether my father has been telling me when he's back in his gambling days, like the Vietnamese and as well with the Koreans are very hot, and Lebanese are very hot-headed on the gamble. And so their psychological is to be bigger, go hard. They never lose, they never back down. That sort of traits. And I'm just there, I'm like, this is the reason why I know many men never tells you about how their wife or how they got the house, but the behind story is knowing it, like the wife or the girlfriend pushes them, or being masculine to raise their hand and purchase that house, like it's now or never. That sort of attitude, like fear of missing out. And I'm just there, I'm like, I was done for. I was really done for. That's all.